Are you tired of feeling overwhelmed by the home buying process, especially in this crazy fast-paced market? Stop scrolling because today I'm going to give you the most detailed step-by-step home buyer guide ever created for the Philly suburbs. So let's start at the very beginning, which is knowing your why, right? And this is before you even start thinking about houses. It's crucial to ask yourself one simple question. Why am I buying a home? Now, this may sound overly simplistic, but getting clear on your motivations will shape every decision that you make throughout the entire home buying process. Buying a home isn't just a financial investment, it's a lifestyle investment. So are you looking for more space because your family may be growing? Do you want to stop renting and start building equity? Or are you relocating to the Philly suburbs to be closer to your family, to work, or better schools? Getting ultra specific about why will provide clarity and focus in the process that can otherwise feel very overwhelming. So do yourself a favor. Take a moment, reflect on your current living situation and what's not working for you. Maybe you're tired of the apartment life and you're dreaming of having a backyard where your kids or your pets can run around. Or perhaps your current home doesn't have the office space that you need for remote work and you're ready for an upgrade. Understanding what you're running from is just as important in knowing what you're running towards. So, for example, if you're leaving the city because you want more quiet and privacy, a little bit more space, maybe a sprawling suburban neighborhood like Chester Springs might be a better fit than the bustling downtown of, say, Doylestown. Once you've nailed down your motivations, it's time to start dreaming big, but also you have to be realistic. This is super important. Start by creating 3 lists. You have your must-haves, your nice-to-haves, and your non-negotiables. Must-haves are features you absolutely can't live without, like a certain number of bedrooms or proximity to a specific school or school district. Nice-to-haves are things you love, but you can compromise on if you really have to, like a finished basement or a pool. And then your non-negotiables. These might include avoiding areas with long commutes or properties that need too much renovation. Having these lists on hand will act as your compass, your guiding light, keeping you focused and helping you avoid emotional decisions when you see a home that's stunning, right, to the eye, but it doesn't meet your real needs. It's also critical to think about the big picture. Buying a home isn't just about your needs today, but also about what you might need 5, 10, or even 20 years down the line. If you're planning on growing your family, make sure you're looking for homes with enough bedrooms and flexible space that can adapt over time. And look, if you're purchasing your forever home, consider features that will allow you to age comfortably there, like first floor bedrooms or proximity to healthcare facilities. And I know it's difficult, but thinking long term will ensure that you don't outgrow your home too quickly or face expensive moves later on. And finally, don't forget that location is just as important as the home itself. The Philly suburbs, they offer a wide variety of lifestyle options, right? You have those bustling downtown hubs like Doylestown or Media, right? And then you have more rural areas like Downingtown or Percy or even Oxford. Think about what's important to you. Is it walkability? Is it commute times? Is it school rankings? Or the access to outdoor activities? This is a key to this step of the process. Spend time in potential neighborhoods at different times of the day and get used to the sense of what life there will feel like for you. The right house in the wrong neighborhood won't feel like home. Let me say that again. The right house in the wrong neighborhood will not feel like home. So take your time evaluating what community will best match your lifestyle. Step 2 in the process is get pre-approved. It's your secret weapon. Seriously, if you're buying a home, getting pre-approved for a mortgage, it's not a suggestion. It's mandatory. This step does 3 key things. It tells you how much house you can afford, it shows sellers that you're a serious buyer, and it allows you to act quickly in a competitive market, which we are experiencing right now. Without a pre-approval, you're not even in the game. So let's talk about what a pre-approval really means, because you hear this all the time, and it's unlike a pre-qualification, which is just a quick estimate of your potential loan amount. A pre-approval involves a thorough financial review by a mortgage lender. They're going to look at your income, your credit score, your tax returns, and other financial details to determine exactly how much they're willing to lend you. This isn't just helpful for you either, it's crucial for sellers. So when a seller sees a pre-approval letter with your offer, they know that you've already been vetted by a lender and can secure the funding. In today's market, offers without a pre-approval letters are often dismissed outright. I would never even tell a seller of mine to accept an offer without a pre-approval. So choosing the right lender is just as important as getting approved. While online platforms like Rocket Mortgage, they might seem fast and convenient, right? But they often lack the local knowledge and the personal touch that you'll need in the Philly suburbs. A local lender understands the nuances of property taxes, appraisals, and market conditions in this specific area. They can also connect you with loan programs specific to your needs, like an FHA loan, a first-time home buyer loan, a VA loan for veterans, a USDA loan if you're looking in the rural areas. Plus, when you work with a local lender, you're likely to have way better communication and way faster turnaround times, both of which are critical when things are moving very quickly. To get pre-approved, you'll need to gather some essential documents and do this ahead of time because it makes your life so much easier. These typically include recent pay stubs, your W-2s or 1099s if you're self-employed, your tax returns, bank statements, and your proof of any assets that you own. If you're self-employed, expect to provide additional paperwork like a profit and loss statement or an additional 1099 form. The process might feel a bit invasive. I know, I get it. I get that feedback all the time, but it's worth it to know exactly where you stand financially. So once you have that pre-approval in your hand, you have a clear budget to work with. So you know what you're doing and you're going to avoid the heartbreak of falling in love with a home that you simply can't afford. So one big piece of final advice here. Just because you're pre-approved for a certain amount doesn't mean you should spend it all. Your lender is going to calculate what you can technically afford, but they won't factor in your personal comfort zone. So think about your monthly expenses. I say this all the time. It's the most important thing. Think about monthly expenses, your future plans, and how much you want to have left over for savings, travel, and then other major priorities in your life. Buying a home is exciting, and staying within your budget as comfortably as you possibly can will keep it a positive experience. So in order to make this process, again, more seamless, you have to assemble your dream team. The right people equals the right home. Buying a home isn't just a solo mission. You're not just doing it by yourself. It's a team sport. And the better your team, the smoother and more successful your home buying journey will be. Oh my gosh, too many buyers underestimate the importance of working with the right people. People who know their stuff. They're the experts in their fields. They communicate well and they have your best interests at heart. So let's break down who you need on your team that is so very critical to buying a home. First and foremost, you need a real estate agent who truly knows the Philly suburbs like myself. It's more than just someone who knows how to show you homes. A great agent is a strategist. They're a great negotiator. They are market experts who help you navigate every twist and turn of the process. They're going to be able to provide you with invaluable insights about certain neighborhoods, about certain areas, pricing trends, and what to expect every stage of the process. But here's the key. Not all agents are created equal, and you need someone who's local, who's experienced, and who understands your unique goals. In today's competitive market, having an agent who can help you write a winning offer while protecting your interests is really a game changer. Next up, you're going to need a trusted lender. So ideally, someone who is local, who knows the Philly suburbs market inside and out. A local lender doesn't just process your loan. They're going to advise you on the best loan products for your situation, and they're going to keep the process running smoothly the entire time. They're also better equipped to handle potential issues like local appraisal values and tight closing timelines. And when a local lender has a great reputation, that can even give your offer more credibility with sellers. I've seen this countless times. After all that, you're going to need a great home inspector. So someone with a sharp eye for detail and committed to uncovering the full story of any property. So the inspector's job is to identify issues like structural problems, plumbing or electrical concerns, and signs of wear and tear that could turn into costly repairs down the road. They are worth their weight in gold. A great inspector is going to explain their findings in a way that's easy to understand and give you the knowledge that you need to decide whether to move forward, negotiate repairs, or just walk away altogether. This step is critical for protecting your investment, so don't cut corners here. Don't skip out on this, please. The next key player is the title company. So while they work more behind the scenes, they are essential for ensuring that your property has a clear and marketable title. They're going to research the property's history. They're going to confirm that there are no outstanding liens, no legal disputes, or other surprises that could derail the deal. The title company also handles the transfer of ownership, and they coordinate closing day logistics, making sure that everything can go as smoothly as possible when you finalize the purchase. And finally, this is one that's not often talked about enough, and that's working with a financial advisor or an accountant, especially if you're making a significant financial move like buying a high-value property, or if you're using non-traditional income to qualify for a loan. These professionals can help you plan for tax implications of homeownership and ensure that you're making a sound financial decision. Bottom line is this: the stronger your team, the smoother your experience, hands down. Buying a home is complex. There's so many different moving parts, but when you have the right people in your corner, you're going to feel so confident and supported every single step of the way. So after you have your team in place, this is the next logical steps, and you have to scout the right neighborhoods because, again, it's about lifestyle and not just the house. Choosing the right neighborhood is just as important, if not more important, than choosing the house itself. I already mentioned that, but it's worth repeating. After all, your neighborhood will shape your daily life, from your morning commute to where you grab coffee on the weekends to your neighbors that you live around. It's going to affect you in a lot of different ways. And the Philly suburbs are incredibly diverse. They offer everything from walkable downtowns to sprawling countrysides, so taking the time to explore your options is key. Start by thinking about your lifestyle priorities. Are you looking for top-rated school districts? Are you looking for a quicker commute into the city? Easy access to parks and outdoor spaces. What exactly are you looking for? Maybe you dream of living in a bustling town with shops and restaurants just steps away. For example, towns like Media and Westchester and Doylestown, places like that, they have this awesome downtown vibe, right? It's very lively. There's a lot of fun things to do. Whereas places like Chester Springs and New Hope are known for their peaceful rural feel. By identifying what matters most to you, you're going to be able to narrow down your search to neighborhoods that align with your vision. Once you identified a few areas of interest, spend time there. Visit at different times of the day. I already mentioned this: early mornings, late afternoons, and on weekends to get a sense of the neighborhood's rhythm. Are the streets lively or quiet? Do the homes feel well maintained? What's the parking situation like? If you have kids, check out the local playgrounds and schools. If you love to walk, take a stroll to see how far you are from restaurants, from the coffee shops, or public transportation. It's also a really good idea to research the practical side of things, right? So look into the property taxes. Are there HOA fees and local ordinances that might affect that lifestyle that you're aiming for? For instance, some neighborhoods have strict rules about renovations or landscaping, which could be a big factor if you're planning to update your home. Likewise, check out the local school rankings and community events to see if they match your needs and your interests. And here's the secret: don't be afraid to talk to the neighbors. If you see someone walking their dog or working in their yard, strike up a conversation. Ask them, what do they love about the neighborhood? What do they hate about the neighborhood? What are some of the challenges that they deal with? Most people are extremely happy to share their experiences and their insights, and they can give you a deeper understanding of what life in that area is really like. Ultimately, it comes down to this: the right neighborhood is the one where you can see yourself thriving, not just now, but for years to come. Take your time exploring all the options available to you, and don't just settle for anything less than a community that feels like home. Now, this next step is one of my favorites, and it's shopping smarter and not harder. We're going to talk about maximizing every single showing, because when it's time to start touring homes, efficiency is key. Because in today's market, where homes go under contract in hours or days, you need to approach every showing with a clear plan and a very, very sharp eye. And the goal isn't just to see as many homes as possible. Don't cram, right? It's time to focus on the ones that truly fit your needs and evaluate them thoroughly. So before each showing, Do your homework. I know it's not school, but do your homework. Study the listing photos, read the property descriptions, check out the location on Google Maps, read over the seller's disclosure, pay attention to nearby amenities, the traffic patterns, the street views to spot any potential red flags before you even set foot in the house. I can't tell you how many times I've shown properties to people and they didn't do their research and look at Google Maps before. It's such an easy thing to do. And they notice that there's a quarry a mile down the road. That's why it's so important to make sure that you have a great agent that's going to provide additional details, like whether the home has a price reduction or how long it's actually been on the market. And that's giving you valuable context for your visit. During the showing, focus on the big picture. Pay attention to the home's layout. Is there a lot of natural light? What's the overall condition once you're actually in the property? Is the flow of the rooms comfortable? Does the home feel bright and inviting, or is it dark and closed off? Keep an eye out for signs of deferred maintenance. And this is a big one, like peeling paint or water stains, which could indicate that there's larger underlying issues there. And remember, please, 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 don't get distracted by just decor and fancy staging. The stylish furniture won't come with the house, so focus on what's permanent. And after each showing, take detailed notes. It's easy for homes to blur together, especially if you're touring multiple properties in a single day. Write down what you loved, what you didn't like, and any questions that you have. This will make it so much easier to compare homes later and identify ones that truly stand out. Most importantly, stay patient. It's easy to feel pressured in a competitive market, but buying a home is one of the biggest decisions that you will ever make. Trust that the right home is out there for you, and don't settle for something that doesn't meet your needs. Please, your agent is going to be there guiding you the entire step of the way, so lean on their expertise to help you make informed decisions. So this next part is extremely important, which is making a winning offer, right? Because you found the home that you love. And now it's time to write the offer. Now it's time to put the pen to paper or put the fingers to the keyboard and write the offer. And this is where strategy and expertise come into play. In a competitive market like the Philly suburbs, writing an offer that stands out while protecting your interests is mission critical. And the good news is, with the right preparation and the right guidance from someone like myself, you can craft an offer that gives you the best chances of success without overpaying too much or taking unnecessary risks. And I know it's hard to do, but the first step in crafting a winning offer is understanding the home's value. So your agent is going to provide you with a comparative market analysis, which looks at recent sales of similar homes in that area. This data helps you determine whether the home is priced fairly, way overpriced, or it's a good deal. If the home is underpriced to generate multiple offers, your agent is going to help you understand what it actually might take to win the offer. And remember this, the highest offer isn't always the best offer in the seller's eyes. The terms of the offer matter just as much, if not more. Think about what will appeal to the seller. Are they looking for a quick closing? Do they need extra time to move out? Are they emotionally attached to the home and looking for a buyer who will appreciate it just as much as they do? Do they need a potential lease back? Your agent can often uncover these details by speaking with the listing agent, which allows you to tailor your offer to the seller's priorities. For example, offering a flexible closing date or waiving minor contingencies could make your offer more attractive without costing you extra money. When it comes to contingencies, so important right now, it's all about balance. Contingencies like a home inspection or financing clause protect you as the buyer. While some buyers waive all contingencies to be more competitive, this is very risky, especially if the home has hidden issues. Instead, work with your agent to determine which contingencies are essential and which can be modified. For example, you might keep a home inspection contingency, but agree to only negotiate repairs over a certain dollar amount, showing the seller that you are very serious without giving up all of your rights completely. Price, of course, is a major factor. In a bidding war, it can be tempting to stretch beyond your comfort zone to win, but this can lead to regret later. Instead, Decide on your max budget before you submit your offer and stick to your guns. Your agent can help you craft an escalation clause, which automatically increases your offer up to a certain limit over other offers that are coming in. This strategy allows you to stay competitive without overshooting your financial boundaries. There is so much to crafting the right offer that's going to stand out, win the home, and make it a win-win situation for you and for the seller. So once you get that offer accepted, now it's time to nail the inspection and the appraisal. This is where the real work begins. The inspection and appraisal are two of the most critical steps in the home buying process, as they're going to ensure that you're making a sound investment and not walking into a potential disaster. These steps protect you financially and provide peace of mind, so don't rush through them or skip them altogether. The inspection is your opportunity to uncover any hidden issues with the property. So your home inspector will examine everything from the roof to the foundation, as well as the plumbing, electrical systems, the HVAC, and everything else in between. Even if the home looks perfect on the surface, there could be some underlying problem that needs attention, and there always is something. So you absolutely have to plan to attend the inspection. This is your chance to ask questions, learn about the home systems, and get a better understanding for any potential red flags. After the inspection, you're going to receive a very detailed multi-page report outlining the inspector's findings. And I'm telling you, this is going to feel very overwhelming, especially if the report is lengthy. But remember, not every issue is a deal breaker. Your agent is going to help you focus on the major concerns like structural problems and safety hazards, and determine whether to request repairs, negotiate a credit, proceed as is, or ask for some money off of the sale price. In some cases, the inspection may even give you leverage to adjust the price if unexpected issues are uncovered. And we love this, right? That's what we want. The appraisal, on the other hand, is primarily for your lender's benefit. It ensures that the home is worth what you've agreed to pay, which protects the bank from overlending. The appraiser is going to evaluate the property's condition, the location, and the comparable sales in the area to determine its fair market value. If the appraisal comes in lower than your offer price, don't panic. Your agent can negotiate with the seller to lower the price or find another solution. One very common challenge in today's market is the appraisal gap, which occurs when the appraisal value is less than the agreed upon price. To address this, some buyers include an appraisal gap clause in their offer, agreeing to cover a certain portion of the price with cash. While this can strengthen your offer, it's important to have a clear plan for how much extra you're willing to pay and make sure it won't stretch your finances too thin. At the end of the day, the inspection and the appraisal are your last lines of defense before finalizing the purchase, so take them seriously. Ask plenty of questions and rely on your agent's expertise to navigate any challenges that can potentially arise. This is your chance to ensure the home that you're buying is everything that you hoped for and nothing you didn't. And now, the moment that you've all been waiting for, closing day, is here, the day you officially become a homeowner. But while it's an exciting milestone, it's also a day full of paperwork and coordination and final checks and a whole bunch of headaches, right? But knowing what to expect and being prepared will help you breeze through the process and avoid any last-minute surprises. A few days before closing, you'll do a final walkthrough of the property, and this is your chance to ensure that the home is in the same condition as it was when you made the offer and that any agreed upon repairs have already been completed. Walk through each room, check all the appliances, test light switches, faucets, toilets, all that good stuff. Make sure everything is in working order. If anything seems amiss, notify your agent immediately so that they can have this addressed before closing. And then on closing day, meet at the title company or the attorney's office to sign the necessary documents. Here in PA, we generally use title companies, and this includes the deed, the loan agreement, and a closing disclosures, which outlines the final cost of the transaction. Be prepared to sign your butt off, right? More than you thought possible. You're also going to need to bring a government-issued ID and a certified check or proof of wire transfer for your closing costs and for the down payments. So once everything is signed and the funds are transferred, the title company will record the sale with the county officially making you the homeowner. So congratulations, you're now a homeowner. Now the fun part really begins. Your agent's gonna hand over the keys, and it's time to celebrate and start planning your move. And look, your work isn't done yet. After closing, make sure to update your address with the post office, the utility companies, any subscriptions that you have, change the locks on your new home for added security, and take time to familiarize yourself with your new neighborhood. And of course, don't forget to pop some champagne, right? Give a lot of credit to yourself. You've taken a huge step, an enormous step, and you deserve this. So if you're looking to buy a home in the Philly suburbs and you want to work with a great agent who knows the area, just make sure you click that link below, schedule an appointment with me. I would love to help you find your first, second, third, fourth home in the Philly suburbs.